And I found a cute story about fishing. I don't know if they're alligators or crocodiles. They might be crocodiles. I think crocodiles have their eyes up on top of their heads more. I'll have to look that up and let you know. Fishing, a Mr. and Mrs. Green adventure. They got their fishing poles and their reels. Let's see what they catch. Mr. Green reeled in a fish. Another one, he said. That makes 14. I love fishing. Mrs. Green loved fishing too, only not today. She doesn't look like she's catching anything. Mr. Green, boy, he's got a bucket full of fish and he's got another one on the line. Wow, he's doing really good today. Today her pail was empty, but Mrs. Green was full of determination. Let's switch places, she said. All the fish are on your side of the boat. Gladly, said Mr. Green. He liked fishing from either side. So they switched places. The boat wobbled back and forth. Mr. Green almost fell in. You have to be careful when you're on a boat, especially if you're moving around to trade places. They cast their lines out into the water. Mrs. Green felt ready and steady. She would catch the next fish. But she didn't. Number 15, said Mr. Green, the biggest one yet. Mrs. Green had another idea. Let's trade fishing poles. Your pole is shiny and new. With pleasure, said Mr. Green. He liked fishing with any pole. Mrs. Green felt ready and steady for sure. But not for long. Fan-fish-tastic, said Mr. Green. Number 16. 8 plus 8 is 16. 4 times 4 is 16. 1/2 of 32, that's 16. Oh, I do love fishing, he said. Mrs. Green was not sharing his enthusiasm. She felt frustrated and fishless. She had one more idea. May I wear your hat? It must be Lucky. Lucky? Asked Mr. Green. No, my Lucky hat is at home. Then how are you catching all those fish? Jelly beans, said Mr. Green. Gooey, chewy, yummy, gummy jelly beans. These fish love them. I've never heard of such a thing. He's got his fishing vest. A fishing vest has pockets all over to put in little things for fishing. And he's got his little pockets full of different kinds of jelly beans. I have a jelly bean system. Cinnamon on stormy days, green apple on misty days, bubblegum on cloudy days, watermelon on windy days, root beer on foggy days, and peppermint on sunny days like today. Wow, that's interesting. And these licorice ones are good anytime. Jelly bean? Asked Mr. Green. Peppermint, please, said Mrs. Green. She slipped the jelly bean onto her hook. She cast her line far out into the water. She prepared herself for the catch, but no nibbles, no bites, no fish. Mr. Green was perplexed. That means he was confused. His system wasn't working. Had the jelly bean slipped off? Was it the wrong flavor? Were the fish full? Then, all of a sudden, Mrs. Green felt a tug and a jiggle, then a wiggle and a yank. Jumping jelly beans, she shouted. I caught one, and it's a beautiful fish. Number 17, said Mr. Green, and it's a beauty. Oh, I do love fishing, said Mrs. Green. I wonder... Oh my gosh. What we would catch with chocolate chip cookies. It's a huge fish in the water. Now she wants to fish with chocolate chip cookies. That was a cute story.